Okay, we're on. Go ahead. How are you, Falcon?
I'm great. I'm great. It's been a really slow day, and I was also a bit late. I was doing, the EFT, so I've only been trading for like 1 hour now.
You had a great week, though, I heard, right?
Yeah, it's been
Beautiful
been a
week.
week.
So what do you have for us here? What is this?
Yeah, well, this is not. I haven't made this. I found this on the previous website.
Okay.
And then I, found out that you was putting it up on the.
I think Rock. This comes from the Rock, right? If I remember, was it you, the Rock? Yes, this is the Rock. All right, Rock made this sheet. Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you, Rock, by the way.
Rob,
All right.
are you in the room today?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay, great. I gotta say thank you, mate, because this is amazing, I really like it. I use it every single day. So, yeah, you can change your capital, right? So you can go for like $100 to whatever you want. And when you change that, you can see how much you should be making on a day and what your daily balance would be after that. And you can also see here, you can see your lot size. So, excuse me, guys. So what I do is that I started out with 10,000. So I knew that I had to make $357 a day at least, because that's 10 pips. Because this is only from 10 pips. So
in other words, 10 pips is $35 per pip, more or less, right?
Yeah.
So you're trading $35 per pip. Okay, very good. Go ahead,
Yes,
Falcon.
exactly.
Okay.
So, some days you can get even more than that. You can even get 20 pips, or you can get 30 pips. So if you're getting 30 pips, like saying you made, you made maybe $600 this day. When you change the daily score to a higher or lower number, the size, as you can see here, this size will change when I press enter. So tomorrow you will have a higher volume that you will trade, and that goes the same way if you are saying you had a bad day, so you made like minus $200, then the volume will change tomorrow, so you will know what size you have to trade. So if you're gonna follow this, because this is in thousands, so this is $350,000, you're gonna trade that. So if you're following this every single day, your trading calendar will look like this. So after 100 days, like here, you will be making over 300Ks. Like, that's insane. From 10 pip. This is phenomenal, right? And this is by, if you started out with $10,000, but you don't have
put
to
$1,000. Let's see what happens with $1,000 flash.
Yeah.
I mean,
$1,000.
Falcon.
Yes.
See what happens with $1,000, because somebody was mentioning, Mystic Mag, I think, was mentioning, I'd like to start with 1,000. So there it is. So go ahead.
Change this.
Yeah, you have to change that because that didn't make any more sense.
Just one second. There we go.
Okay, and again, explain contract size. You've got contract size here, okay?
That's the lot size.
That the lot size, meaning like what, 0.3 or 3.5? Because 35, it's not 35 lots, right?
No, because this is in thousands, so it's so this is 35,000.
All right, so 35,000 contract size is 3.5 lots.
No.
No?
0.3.
Oh, 0.3.
One lot is $10 a pip, isn't it?
0.3. Yeah, flash. Look, you're right. But it's 0.35 lots. That's
one lot
what.
is 10 pips. 10
Okay.
pips is 100.
But how can we put 35? Wasn't there a way to put the 0.035 so it's simpler? No.
If you're using CTrader, you can go to your volume size and just type 35.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, guys. I'm learning too, so this is. I understand exactly what you're saying. Okay, very good. Go ahead. Sorry if I interrupted. Go ahead.
So you can see I started this on May 2nd, and May 2nd was my first trading day with my starting capital. So I can see so day 11 is Monday, May 16th. So I can always see on my left side what day it is and what trading day. And you know, there's gonna be days where you're not gonna trade because maybe the market closed, and maybe you just don't want to trade. So if you don't trade that day, for instance, let's say on Wednesday, 25th, you will be just putting on zero because you didn't make any money. And so this is pretty much how you control it, and this is how you every day can see what your lot size will be.
This is crazy. So what happens after 100 days if you do this exactly the way you're showing us? $1,000 becomes how much in 100 days?
In 100 days, it will be $32,000.
Imagine that, guys. 100 days is 3 months later. 3 months, 3 months and a week later.
Yeah, by 10 pips a day.
By 10 pips a day, you're up. Now, go on. What do you have till 365?
Yeah,
365 days. Which is
after 143 days, you got 100K.
This is crazy.
And you close to $500,000 on 214 days.
Imagine that. A year later.
Yeah. And here on February next year, you're going to be on 1 million. If you started out on May 2nd, then almost a year later, you will be on 1 million. And as you can see now, you got 35,158. This is 35 million. No, sorry, 3.5 million. This number, because it's
okay. So how many lots would that be now?
That would be 1.5 thousand per pips, right?
Yeah. Now you're at $1,500 per pip at that level.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah, but it's like pennies because you already have $1 million in the bank. Okay, so even if you're starting to.
No, I'm rambling. It's at this point it's 3,500 a pip.
3,500 a pip?
Yeah, because
you sure it's that high?
Yeah, it is, because your daily score would be 35,000 every single day.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
10 pips.
Well, look, The Rock is agreeing. It's $3,500 per pip.
Yeah.
At that point, yeah.
Because this is 35 million.
Exactly, I understand. Okay, and you have $1 million in the bank.
Yeah, you do.
So you're okay. All right.
But, it's getting really wild because this is pure math. So the numbers goes beyond. So you will be on 6 million at this point. But you can only, and when I say only, and I don't mean only, but you can trade the highest. I think is 1 billion, and when you are at 1 billion, 10 pips is a million, and nobody's trading that. So this, I don't think anybody will trade 100 million.
Right.
It's a lot.
But look at it this way, okay, Falcon. Pretend 90% of this will never work, and only 10% works of this. Only imagine you've been wrong 90% of the time. But it still works out that a year later, instead of making 6,900,000, you'll make 690,000, right?
Yeah.
Imagine, guys, this is 1 year later, okay, doing 10 pips per day, and if this formula is wrong by 90%, you still make $600,000 plus with $1,000. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, I think you should really focus on getting those 10 pips a day. And I don't know about you guys, but a lot of the times I use trailing stop. And when I use trailing stop, I usually don't have to take profit. I just let it go and go and go as much as possible. So what I do is, I'm really focused on making 2 trades a day. That's my first priority. And those 2 trades should have at least got 5 pips, because those 2 will be 10 pips, right? So every trade, when I reach around 6 pips, I will move my trailing stop to 5. So now I know that no matter what, I will get my 5 pips. and sometimes that trade goes to something like 13, maybe 14, something like that, and I will close it out, and now I have 4 pips more than I had to have this day. So now I can go out and I can make more trades. I can maybe have a, you know, if I got like 25 pips today, I have 15 pips in favor of the day. So I can go out and I can make more trades and have a stop loss on 15 pips, for instance. And if I lose that trade, I will still have my 10 pips and I will still have made my daily goal. That's how I see it. So, but I'm averaging around 40 pips a day. So almost what I do on one day is what I had to do in 1 week, which is also why I have had, in these past 2 weeks, I've had over 100% return, which means that I turned 10,000 into 20,000 in 10 trading days. That's what I've done.
That is crazy.
But I did follow this, because every single day I was following this lot size, you know. So I was starting off with 10,000, and my first trade was $350,000, you know, lot size, and I think I was making 200 the first day, and the second day I was making 700, and this day I was making 700, and this day 1,400, and then, you know, it just went on. So my lot size are increasing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it changed very much because I'm getting more than I had to.
Okay,
so
very good.
That's how I managed to make 100% in 2 weeks. But the plan is to make this, you know, it's simple math, because when you do this, when you say 10,000, I'm just going to change it all to default. When you say 10,000, you will be looking in a month in 100%, because when you look at June 1st, you will have 20,000, so that's 100%. So what I have done, I just did it in 2 weeks, but the plan was telling me to do it in 4 weeks, but I did it in 2 weeks. So I guess you can say I doubled my pips every day. So.
All right. So Lima has a question. She says, if your leverage is 1 to 100, how do you edit the spreadsheet to reflect that?
I think you need to ask the Rock for that one.
Okay.
Because I have not.
All right.
I didn't make this, so I don't know. I don't know exactly the code behind this.
All right. Danny says 40 to 1 leverage is the same as 1 to 40. I don't think so, but I can only see the following leverage options. Yeah, 40 to 1 or 1 to 40, I think is the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Okay?
It is.
All right. All right. You see, James Bond says, but you're risking your money every day. This is not, James Bond, this is not a martingale. Okay? Because you have 10,000 here, right? You know, if you have a stop loss, okay, of 5 pips, $35 times 5 pips, okay, is about $150. So you're going to have a score of minus $150. You're not risking everything. You understand, James Bond? This is not a martingale system that every day you're risking all your money. Yeah, if you have a bad day where you're down 150, you just put minus 150 here.
James, look at this. So if you had minus 150, look at the lot size for tomorrow. Now it's 362. If I put minus 150, it will go down to 344, which means that this document will know your trading size for tomorrow. So
understand?
So it's not martingale at all.
And look at the daily balance. You started with 10,000. You had a bad day. Well, you still have 9,850. You're not risking. Okay.
So your size will only increase if you increase your daily score.
Yeah. All right. Falcon, I know you got to go. This was awesome. I really, really appreciate everything you're doing for us. Okay. Like, you're so involved, and I think you understand the theory that you give and you get back because it's working for you. That's all I can tell you. You've shown me your screens as far as your accounts are concerned. Mind-blowing. You know, 90% of his trades. This guy wins till now, 90% of his trades. So fantastic. I appreciate your time. go pick up your niece.
Yeah,
We love you.
I'll pick her up before another 20 minutes, so I still got time.
Yeah, but I want to because we have Gabriele on now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you forgot that, right? All right, so again, thank you so much, and you know, if you still have some time to answer questions in the room, that would be most appreciated. So thank you,
Yeah.
Falcon. All
Yes,
right, I'll see you.